Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Sam from Crypto News Flash. If you're new here, I hope by the end of this video, you'll consider subscribing. Over the past few days, it hasn't been a great time to be in crypto. But let's be honest, it's not just days, it's been weeks, even months, stretching back to early December when most altcoins hit a local top. Looking at the market right now, the total crypto market cap is down about 5.19%, sitting around $2.68 trillion. Meanwhile, the CMC 100, which tracks the top 100 cryptocurrencies, has dropped to 162 billion, down 5.4%. We'll break that down in a moment, but first, let's check the Fear and Greed Index. It's sitting at 17, extreme fear. So let me ask you, how do you feel about this market? Are you fearful, bullish at all? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This helps us gauge sentiment because right now, fear and greed levels on CMC are at their lowest since before summer 2023. Some might argue we're actually seeing lows not witnessed since the 2022 FTX collapse. It's that intense. Now, about the CMC 100 index, it measures the top 100 cryptos. And as you can see, the past 24 hours have been brutal. The index is now at its lowest level since mid-November. That's why I said it's not just a bad week. It's been rough for months, dating back to early or even mid-December, when Bitcoin last hit its local top. Looking at CNN's Fear and Greed Index, it's down to 20, also in extreme fear. This isn't just about crypto. It reflects stocks and traditional markets too. I always say when everything flips into extreme fear, things get interesting. Historically, every time we see these extreme fear levels, a major bounce tends to follow. Let me show you this timeline. Right now, we're at the lowest level since last summer. What happened after that? A massive bounce. It took some time, but by the end of August, we had already moved into greed levels. Early August was extreme fear, and by the end, we were back in greed. We saw a brief sell-off into fear by mid-September, but by the end of that month, we were back in greed. By mid-October, we had reached extreme greed. It's all emotional trading. That's just how markets work. Looking back to early September, crypto sentiment was fearful. By late November, we were in extreme greed. So right now, seeing this level of fear, I expect a strong bounce back. My perspective has always been that extreme fear is when you should be locking in and focusing, while extreme greed is when you should exercise caution. Markets often move in the opposite direction of prevailing sentiment. When everyone is euphoric, a wipeout tends to follow. And when everyone is terrified, we usually see a major recovery. Even during the FTX collapse in 2022, people were panicking, speculating that Coinbase or Binance might be next, that everything was going to zero. The fear was overwhelming. But guess what? That was the cycle bottom. Looking at stocks in pre-market trading, things aren't looking great, still mostly red. I'll be watching market openings closely because stock movements significantly influence crypto. Futures markets are already showing bearish signals. And just recently, CNBC reported that stock futures fell Sunday evening following the S&P 500's worst week since September. We're seeing more bearish headlines pick up, especially around Trump's tariff policies. I've said before, these tariffs don't benefit markets in the short term. They cause immediate economic pain, and we don't know how long it'll take for any benefits to materialize. Sure, they might create jobs and manufacturing in the US eventually, but that could take months, if not years. The economy was already struggling before Trump's policies, so adding tariff pressure right now just complicates things further. Trump himself has hinted at a potential US recession amid these trade tensions. This news, combined with recent meme coin launches from Trump's team and other bearish developments, has added to market volatility over the past couple of months. But let's be clear, not all news has been bearish. There's been significant bullish news as well, and I've highlighted it both on this channel and on X. Just yesterday, I pointed out how Ethereum has retraced to levels we haven't seen since 2023. Right now, Ethereum is hovering around 2,000 it briefly dropped below that level. Looking at the all-time chart, we haven't seen these prices since November 2023. The market sentiment is at historic lows and price action has been painful. But here's the crazy part. Despite this, many altcoins are still up 4x to 5x from their bear market lows, with some having surged over 10x. Right now, the environment looks bleak, low sentiment, bearish charts, and comparisons to historical market crashes. But behind the negativity, there's a ton of bullish activity happening. Major banks are greenlighting crypto. The SEC is dropping cases left and right. We've had a presidential crypto summit. The US is accumulating Bitcoin for strategic reserves. Major crypto bills and stablecoin legislation are being drafted. These bullish developments continue building up, and eventually, price action will follow. I firmly believe 2025 will be a monumental year, not just for crypto adoption and regulations, but also for price performance. This will be one of the largest altcoin cycles in history. But to benefit, you have to make it through the trenches. And that's where we are now. I've compared this moment to the FTX collapse and the 2020 crash. Those who survived saw massive gains afterward. The market always rewards those who endure. But let me issue a warning. Seeing your portfolio rise is great, but if you don't take profits, you risk losing everything. I've seen it happen over and over. People watch their portfolios climb, assume it'll last forever, and end up round-tripping their gains. If you don't take profits and pull out your initial investment, you're playing a dangerous game. Don't take screenshots, take profits. Now, looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, I'm not overly concerned yet. We're still trading near the CME gap. We closed the weekly candle around the trend line, and with 6 days left on this weekly candle, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Right now, we're holding the trend, and I want to see that continue. If Bitcoin loses this trend, then we could see a drop to the 67.4K, 72.8K range. That's not a level I like, as it would wipe out many altcoin holders. If Bitcoin falls that low, I'd turn short-term bearish because I want to see Bitcoin establish and maintain a solid floor. Zooming into the 3-day chart, things look a bit different. The supply zone is acting as resistance, and we're seeing lower highs. The only saving grace is that we still have a higher low off the February 27th candle. If we lose this trend, that's when we'll have to reassess. For now, XRP looks strong. Some might say it looks bearish, but I disagree. It's holding weekly support around $2107. XRP reminds me of Ethereum in previous cycles, where it led the altcoin market. I believe XRP is now taking that role. Bitcoin and XRP both still look solid, but this week will be critical. If stocks open strong and the dollar continues to decline, I don't expect a bearish week for Bitcoin. However, Trump's tariff rhetoric remains a wild card. If Bitcoin holds its trend and forms a solid floor, we'll need to clear the March 2024 highs around 74K for a clear bullish signal. But for now, we wait. I'll keep you all updated, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more free content. Also, follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. This is Sam. Thanks for watching. Peace out.